2025, the internet was flooded with fake pranks, forced outrage, and creators screaming for attention, but one man chose silence over noise, and that's what made him stand out.
Luke, Tom, and Nate here with the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, and we're going to Alaska. Yeah!
A man who turned down billions in sponsorships. A man who drove a Kia Sportage while earning millions each year. His name is Luke Nichols, the mind behind Outdoor Boys, and he proved that authenticity still wins in an internet obsessed with excess.
Hey everyone, this is going to be my last video for a little while.
And then, in 2025, and at the absolute peak of his career, pulling in over 100 million views a month, Luke Nichols walked away. At first, everyone assumed burnout, early retirement, a quiet exit, but that wasn't the real reason. After months of silence, Luke Nichols finally spoke, and the truth behind his decision changed everything.
I always knew that I wasn't going to do this forever. You know, the idea of me being out 60, 70 years old, you know, like, click subscribe, you know, just like, that's not, being a YouTuber is probably analogous to being a professional athlete. It's not a career that most people grow old in, you know, and I just, I've always kind of knew that there would be an end to it, and I've been thinking about retiring for a couple years, actually.
6 months later, his name resurfaced quietly, unexpectedly like a ghost the internet wasn't ready to forget.
Hello, my name is Luke Nichols, and this is the My Life Outdoors YouTube channel. And no, you're not imagining things. This is not my YouTube channel.
Luke didn't return to his own channel. Instead, Luke Nichols quietly appeared on a much smaller channel called My Life Outdoors. Naturally, everyone asked the same question: why? Why break his silence for a channel with a fraction of the audience he once had? And when the reason finally came out, it wasn't about money, fame, or burnout. It was something far heavier and, honestly, heartbreaking.
Maybe almost 2 months ago, I put out a video updating everybody about stuff that was going on in my own life. Earlier this year, my wife was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. Shortly after that, so she had her thyroid removed, and we thought, okay, like, done, cancer cured. And a little bit after that, she went in for a routine mammogram. They found a mass in her breast, and they wanted to biopsy it, and turned out to be ductal carcinoma, which is the best case scenario when it comes to breast cancer. And then they found another mass that was a different type of breast cancer, triple negative breast cancer, and that has put us on a really long journey of treatment and fatigue and, I mean, just all kinds of stresses, I'm sure you can imagine.
Some of you guys may have heard that Steven's wife was recently diagnosed with cancer. So right now, Steven's got a lot on his plate, taking care of his wife and his 4 kids. So I thought I might step in and do a little YouTube video for him so he can worry about one thing at a time. And so here I am in the interior of Alaska with no tent, no sleeping bag, and I'm gonna be sleeping in the middle of a snowstorm.
That's the reality of it. Steven's wife is fighting for her life, and while Luke Nichols was at home, fully retired, he saw the video and made a different choice. He could have sent money or a private message, but Luke understands something most influencers don't. Influence is a tool. By appearing on that small channel, he knew millions of people would follow, watch, and support it, turning views into real help. That single decision transformed attention into lifeline-level support for a family that desperately needed it.
A little more than a month ago, you sent me an email saying that you wanted to make a video for my channel. What prompted you to send that email?
You know, I saw your video about your wife's diagnosis, and, you know, as a content creator, it hit a nerve because it is hard to communicate to people how intense the schedule can be and how the amount of pressure that running a full-time YouTube channel can generate, you know, and so it's not hard to put yourself in someone's shoes and realize, oh, that's, you know, that's rough. It's a rough spot. And you know, I stepped away from my channel and you know, kind of retired this last spring, and really a good chunk of the motivation was to try to, you know, be a little bit more useful to society.
He said he wanted to be useful to society. Luke Nichols didn't come back for attention or clout. He came back to stand as a shield for a friend when it mattered most. In this interview, Luke finally explained why he really walked away at the peak of his success. It wasn't just about needing more time or slowing down. It was about recognizing how toxic fame had become, how it changes incentives, distorts priorities, and slowly poisons the very things that matter most if you don't step away in time.
Well, and so, I mean, and that's what really was amazing to me is that, you know, I mean, the things that people were commenting weren't necessarily these big, profound things. Some were, but some of it was just like, I can comment. It's like, you know, it's like, oh my goodness, like I just can't believe that I can comment. And so a lot of love and a lot of praise for you, obviously. And so what was it like? Did you go through? Did you read any of the comments? I mean, what was it like having comments turned on?
I am not a advocate for having comments. I think they are wildly unhealthy. And a lot of people think that that's because of the criticism. And I think having that much attention is not healthy for a human being. And there are sweet poisons and there are bitter poisons. And I think criticism is a bitter poison, but praise can be a sweet one.
Praise is a sweet poison. That's one of the most profound things a YouTuber has ever said. When millions tell you you're a hero every day, it can slowly consume you. Start craving that validation, and in the process, you risk losing yourself. Luke Nichols saw that this happening to him and chose to step away, even though being away from the camera brought its own strange challenges. He even calls it phantom camera syndrome, the lingering pull of a life he left behind.
The weirdest part about retiring is phantom camera syndrome. I call it, like, you've heard of people when they get amputated limbs, they can feel their limbs. Like I get phantom camera syndrome. Well, I'll be doing random things and I'll go to adjust the camera, because I'm constantly moving the camera and there's no camera there. And I'm like, and I have this urge to like go and hit stop and record because, I'm just doing that constantly. And I'm so used to doing it while I work for 11 years.
It's like an amputated limb. After 11 years of filming everything, Luke still finds himself reaching for a camera that isn't there. Yet despite that strange emptiness, he is genuinely happy. He even slept on the frozen ground one last time, not for views or content, but purely out of kindness.
Thank you for being a really good friend. Thank you for the help of the channel and the support of my family and all that. I know that it may not be good for you, but you're to hear it all the time. But you are a good guy.
It was the best deal I've made. I slept on the ground for one night and I made a good friend. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. I'll take that deal all day long.
In 2025, while many creators chase clout or scam fans, Luke Nichols stood apart. He walked away from the millions and only returned to help a friend. Born and raised in Anchorage, Alaska, this wasn't a staged lifestyle. He grew up learning real survival skills from his father and grandfather, gaining true outdoor expertise passed down through generations.
This right here is a willow. In the wintertime, willow is the primary food source for moose, ptarmigan, and hares. It also has some medicinal properties. The greenish yellow inner bark of a willow has aspirin in it. It tastes just like biting into an aspirin pill.
Luke isn't just a creator who moved to Alaska for YouTube. He's the real deal. At 19, he spent 2 years in Japan as a Mormon missionary, an experience that shaped him profoundly. Living in a new culture taught him to connect with people, share stories, and see the world differently, skills that became the backbone of his YouTube success. Years later, that same connection even helped him secure an amazing survival tool for Alaska.
I bought this hatchet in Hiroshima, Japan last spring, and I used it to take the limbs off these trees.
Now, everyone keeps asking him where they can get it.
I get so many people asking me for a link to where you can buy that hatchet. I'm like, you can't. I got it from like an old dude in Japan in like an antique shop in the basement of his house.
After returning to the US, he started a political consulting business.
I actually started a political consulting business and I ran political campaigns in Utah for about 2-3 years.
The non-stop travel and lack of family time pushed Luke to step back. He shut down his consulting business, moved to Virginia, and went to law school at George Mason. By 2011, he had built Spectrum Legal Defense, one of Virginia's top traffic law firms. In 2013, he started a YouTube fishing channel, Catfish and Carp, and later launched Outdoor Boys. In 2015, balancing law and filming like 2 full-time jobs. Unlike many creators, Luke refused to sell out, keeping his Kia Sportage while building a genuine connection with his audience. By 2020, he went full-time on YouTube, and by early 2024, Outdoor Boys hit 100 million views in a month, growing to over 12 million subscribers in 18 months. Luke's videos stand out because they immerse viewers fully into his adventures, sharing every moment and emotion authentically.
I'll tell you what, that is a beautiful view. Oh, this smells so good.
Oh, I'm hungry. I missed lunch today. Warm cookies on a camp out, hard to beat. If you burn the bottom, just eat them burn side up.
I got a little orange zest herbal tea with a lot of sugar in it. A little sweet treat for myself after dinner. Oh, man, that sun ducked behind the mountain and it's cold already. I would really like for it to not be below -20 though. That would be nice. I don't really want to do -30 or anything stupid.
The bread dough and honey butter are basically what take Luke Nichols' Outdoor Boys videos from great to unforgettable.
All right. Melted butter and warm honey. Oh, that's pretty good.
Gonna put some honey on it. Some honey and butter. I'm gonna put on there.
No, we gotta talk about this, because this is like your signature now.
Apparently, I had nothing to do with that. Just like, all of a sudden people are like, honey butter's like a thing. I didn't know that was like a big deal, but like,
that's your thing. He's the honey butter guy.
I guess so.
And we love that honey butter. And Luke knows exactly how to deliver content. Fun fact, because of us watching every step, he has to wait until the whole meal's ready before he can eat. So most of his food is cold by the time he finally gets to it.
Oh, that's done. Put that there.
You see, if I was making that, I would eat every single one of them individually. Your dad waits.
That is a YouTube thing. It's 13 degrees out. You know how quickly your food gets cold at 13 degrees? But you want to put the whole thing on the plate.
You want a nice plating.
It just looks awesome having the whole thing on the plate.
He's giving it his all, and that's why we love him. The man's a genius. But here's something people often overlook. What Luke does is genuinely dangerous.
Same.
What you gotta do is see how many times you burn things up. Like winter camping and burning your stuff up, it goes hand in glove. Like those bottles, like how many of them I've melted.
You even caught a cabin on fire.
Yeah, caught a cabin on fire. But yeah, you know, you sleep next to playing around fire like that in cabin, like stuff gets caught on fire. So it's learning that dance of how to get close but not too close.
Every trip demands serious preparation. Backup plans, safety protocols, emergency gear. One wrong move, one miscalculation, and everything could go terribly wrong in an instant.
The logs over on that side were starting to smolder. You can tell the logs are getting hot. Pine sap bubbling out of them.
That's a big deal. That happens a lot. Like, yeah, because what happens is when you first put the woods there, they're cold, they're wet, whatever, and they'll be fine. But sometimes over a case of a day or two, they'll dry out. And then stuff that wouldn't have caught fire will. So you can be in a shelter like that for a day or two, no problem. Then all of a sudden, poof, all that sap that was bubbling out, that's flammable. You're building these shelters and you're in a sleeping bag or something and everything catches on fire and you can't quite get out quickly and the sleeping bag plastic can melt on you. And,
oh God.
Yeah.
All right, that's feeling warm. All right.
Didn't work. Oh, you gotta do the engine now.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna try to warm up the engine block and see if that helps. Fortunately, the engine block is way back.
Isn't that dangerous?
Yeah. This is actually probably the sketchiest thing I did on the whole trip because
Isn't that a gas pipe line?
Oh no, I'm not worried about that. What it is I'm underneath the car and the car is being supported by snow, right? I just dug the snow out.
I didn't even think about that.
So if the sides of the snow collapses and that truck lands on me while I'm kneeling underneath it, I get pinned to the ground and I just sit there and freeze to death or die or whatever. So that's not good.
Stick it in the bottom. Oh, hello. Well, that's not good.
The fact that he's managed this for years without major incident proves his skill and caution. He's not just a YouTuber pretending to be an outdoorsman. He's the real deal with decades of experience. Then in May 2025, he shocked everyone by stepping away from YouTube.
This is going to be my last video for a little while.
It wasn't burnout or drama. He stepped away because his massive success and constant attention were starting to affect his family.
Of fans trying to contact me, trying to take pictures with me, or just trying to come up and talk to me in public. It could be a bit overwhelming at times.
He didn't want fame to overshadow what mattered most, being present for his 3 sons, especially with Tommy starting his own channel.
Tom here with the Outdoor Tom YouTube channel.
Outdoor Tom. Luke wanted to support his son and be a present father, not just a content creator.
For one thing, I've got 3 little boys who all want to be YouTubers, including my oldest son, Tom, but I want to spend more time helping him with his channel and preparing him to be an adult, which is going to be in less than 6 years.
In a world chasing views at any cost, Luke chose family first, and that's why people love him. Now he's back, uploading again using pre-filmed footage, a smart move to keep his channel alive without sacrificing time with his kids. Luke Nichols is loved because he's genuine. He doesn't flaunt wealth, chase trends, or sell out for money. He prioritizes family, stays authentic, and shares a real love for the outdoors. His videos aren't just content. They teach integrity, respect for nature, hard work, and humility. Watching Luke explore, build shelters, fish, and cook over campfires is comforting, wholesome, and inspiring. He didn't leave YouTube. He walked toward what mattered most. That's why people trust him.